Welcome everyone to our EdTech Tuesday session today. Today we're going to look at designing success, how students can showcase their work with Adobe Express. And a little bit of housekeeping, we can keep our mics muted. Feel free to type questions in the chat. We'll be monitoring that, Sinaida and I. If you have not registered, please register on the PD system. And the session number is there. And we also have the link in the chat. So you can just click on that link and go ahead and sign in also with remote check-in code PSJA Tech so you can get credit for attending today's session. If you'd like to join the Nearpod session, I put the link also in the chat. We're just going to play a little time to climb at the end. So you feel free to join that now. I am in it and you can follow along if you'd like to. Today we're going to look at Adobe Express and how you can use it with your students. I'm going to show a few sample projects and then we're going to look at how you access Adobe Express. Look at some of the features. There's a lot, so we're not going to cover all of them today, but we'll just see a few. And how can you share this with your students? And then we're going to look a little bit at the Adobe Education Exchange where you can find lots of information on Adobe there. So here I just created a few sample projects. I don't have students, so I had to create my own. But there's lots and lots of different ways you could use Adobe Express with your students, and their creative side can come out while you're still covering your content. So here's an example of a third grade math objective. They had to find the unknown factor. So here I thought, well, they could create like a little chart. It could be an anchor chart, type of thing. Use tables to record multiplicative relationships. Sorry, I can't talk today. The rule must work for all the pairs. So you can see the little robot, if they put in a 2, the rule is +3, the 5 comes out. And then that continues with their work here. So they can, instead of just writing it on paper, they're able to make it a little bit more creative. And then the same with the robot here, the rule is -4, put in your numbers and, you get your input and your output. So just a simple example of using a little bit different tool to show their work. Here we have Explore Francisco Coronado. This is the 4th grade social studies lesson. There were several explorers to choose from. I chose this one. And I actually created a little character talking. Take a look. This one's fun. I think the students are going to love this one. So they have several pictures to choose from. I will show you this animating your character. But if you can just take a little listen.
The 16th century Spanish explorer Francisco Vázquez de Coronado lived from 1510 to 1555. He was serving as governor as an important province in New Spain.
So you can see how the students can give their little report about their explorer, in this case, in a different way. Instead of, writing a paper on it. Obviously, they've probably written the paper, but now they're turning that paper and reading it and adding a little character. And this explorer happened to find the Grand Canyon. So I just searched a Grand Canyon picture and was able to create this little animation. And there's lots of characters to choose from. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. So just a more unique way for students to share their creativity along with their curriculum. And then this was a 5th grade science, parts of a circuit. And we just put the parts of the circuit, the electrical circuit, the battery, the switch, and some information, and just made like an infographic, a little flyer, a little poster. They were able to add like some little pictures of circuits. They can change up. This one I actually started from a template and then just changed it up a little bit. So there are some unique and fun projects students can create. So how do we access Adobe Express? Well, it's in our myapplications.microsoft.com. So you're simply going to go there and the students can get in the same way. Everyone has access. You're going to look for the Adobe Express app It's this little black square with the little colorful A for Adobe. You're going to sign in with your Google credentials. And then it's going to ask you if you're a student or an educator. So students, of course, will select student. Teachers will select educator. And you click on the Let's Go button and it will take you to your Adobe page. Now, as an educator, as a teacher, I'm also going to show you how you can share a template with a student in your Google Classroom or your Microsoft Teams classroom. And then they can go to that template and create their own project from the template that you create. So they don't always have to go into Adobe with first. They might just be going with the project that you send. You can see this is kind of holiday related. This is an AI feature that we can do. We'll explore that. These are some of the popular activities. And this was the Animate Your Voice. This is the one I used to do the Explorer activity. On the left-hand side is where you're going to find all your Adobe Express like tools and features. And then down here underneath these popular activities or like creative ones that people are looking at right now, you have some other choices to look at where you can find class projects and some different activities. And we'll take a look at that live to see what it looks like. You can also share these projects, like I was saying, with your students. You can take it right to Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And we'll do that right now. So I'm going to go out of Nearpod. I'm going to go into my Adobe. So right here, if I go to my applications.microsoft.com, here is the Adobe Express icon. So you simply click on it and it will take you to Adobe. I already have it open. Here, this is kind of fun. This is AI, and I'm sure it will change with the different holidays. So if you want to create something spooky, like a spooky image, you can simply start typing your description right here. So we'll just try this out real quick. Let me put in, let's have create a dog with rabbit ears and bat wings. And let's make it a spooky dog. Some people like spooky. Okay, and we're just going to hit generate and see what comes up. I was just at McKeever Elementary today, and the lab manager actually was using this AI generator. She wasn't creating spooky, but she was creating their mascot, the wolf, and she wanted it to have like a little colorful bow, like for Halloween. So it was kind of cute that they were using that to create their image. So here's my spooky dog. It has the rabbit ears and it has the bat wing. So if you need some images, and it doesn't have to be Halloween related, you can do anything AI with that generator. And it has 4 options here. If you look on the left-hand side, you have some options. So students might want to create some images to add into their projects that they are creating. So you can decide, if you like them, you can decide which one you want, and then you can save those. Now I'm going to go back home. So right now I don't see the home button, but anytime you click on this little A up here on the top corner, it takes you back to this home page. So here I have my tools. This is your projects. So anytime you click here, it will bring you to all your projects that you've been creating. We're going to talk about the classroom on another session. You can actually save brands. We're not going to go over all these features at all today. We're mostly going to look at creating projects for our students. So right here, these are some suggested projects. We have class projects, events and clubs, drawing fun, educator essentials, learning aids, career. So you can explore all these. And if you kind of scroll down, they're all here. And we're going to look at a couple of them today, a couple of those projects. This was the Animate Your Voice. This was the one I thought was most fun. I've used it a few times. You can actually make a video. The students can bring in their things that they've recorded in the classroom, or they can find video and create a video. You can create a graphic here. They can build a web page. So I'm going to look at animate your voice. So here, you can see my character that I had chosen on my picture is still here. But if you look over here on the right-hand side, right here is the character. And then we can look for the background, and you can also change around the size a little bit. So here, students can find their character if they're doing a project and they want to read about an explorer or a famous person or whatever their project, a character in a book story that they're reading. They can choose, real looking characters, or they can choose, a flower can be doing the talking and the reading. So they have lots of different characters to choose from. So let's choose Rowan. We'll choose Rowan. And then once you've chosen your character, you can come and choose a background. They have lots of backgrounds to choose from, depending on, what you're talking about. Maybe the character in the story is in a big city, so you can choose a city background. And this is where you can also upload an image. So if they find a different image that they want, you can actually upload one. And then the size, if you're looking for a square or a story reel or a portrait, you can actually change the different size of the background. So I'm just going to stay with the square for now. So once you're ready, and then the character here, you can actually like make her bigger, you can make her smaller, you can move her anywhere that you like on your background. And then you just simply start recording. I'm just going to click record. Hi, I'm Rowan. Today I'm talking about my character in the book who lives in a big city. So I can click done when I'm done. I could have paused if I want to take a break and then start it up again. It does take depending on the length of your recording, it will take a little bit of time to generate. Let's see if it will do this one since I have it short. Maybe it won't take too much time. Now, after it's done generating, you can be done and you can download it and it's ready to go. But you can also open it back up in Adobe and add like a title. You can add some more features in your little video. So here I can download, or I can open it in the editor. So I'm going to open it in the editor. Now here I have some features in Adobe where I can add, let's see, I'm going to add some text. And you can choose some different text here, or you can simply add a text box and play around with a different kind of text that you want. So here we can add our title, and then of course you can change the color. The color for the fonts is over here. Right now it's filled, and I just can click on more colors and it opens up the whole palette for you. I'm just going to click maybe like an orangish one. Then you can also do an outline if you want it to be outlined. You can add that. Let's add something, I guess, of a contrast. And then you can actually change the thickness. So you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see because it's highlighted, but I've changed the thickness of the highlighting. So you can play around with your font. You can play around with the opacity a little bit, make it brighter, fade it up a little bit. So you have those features in Adobe as you're going, and you can add that in. And I could add some more stuff, not my stuff, some media, or I can look at the elements. Maybe I want like a little speech bubble to, look like she's talking, that type of thing. So here you can actually play around with your video, and then you can always watch it back. Hi, I'm Rowan. Today I'm talking about my character in the book who lives in a big city. You can add more video to it if you had something else you wanted to add, and just keep editing it until you're ready to go. And then once you're ready, you can come up here and you can share it. So the student could share this. Now, if this is a template that you're doing, you can share it in Google Classroom. I'm not going to show this one as a template because this is more of a, a video that they would share with you. They can copy the link and share that with you, or you can copy the link and share that with them if it's something that you're creating. So that's one of the fun projects. I like that. Animate your voice is an interesting and fun activity. So let's come down here and let's look at all the different projects you can do. So these are just some suggested projects. You have posters, videos, web pages, presentations, infographics. I liked these drawings. It was kind of interesting. This is actually a little drawing that students could do. I saw one on fractions. So you can actually get this template, this drawing, and you can share this with the students in Google Classroom. You do have to publish it. I did publish this one. You publish it to the web. It won't let you share it until you publish it. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. But then the student can come in with their crayon and they're able to color in the fraction. So it's kind of like a little interactive page that they're able to do. So there's several of those drawings. They don't have every topic or every thing that you might be looking for, but they do have several. So that was kind of a quick and easy little thing I just discovered today. There's graphic organizers, flyers, online reports. We're going to actually take a template today and look at how we can share that with the student. So let's come down here to the class projects posters. Okay, and you can either scroll over or you can just click on view all and it brings up like all the posters. So what if over here you can actually search for kind of what you're looking for a little bit. I'm going to pick this art. Let's pick an art portfolio. I don't know how much art we do nowadays, but we're going to customize the template. So I want my students to put in their like favorite artwork that they're doing. And this might be, and maybe I want to change it to a reading story that they're doing, and they can pick like 4 pictures that they want to add that represent the character. So you can change it up however you'd like to. So you can come in here, all this can be moved. I can change the colors. So if I come over here, I can change the images that are here. Of course, we want the students to have a different image. So maybe you just want to keep it like a blank or a square. You can change it up. You can change the titles, however you want to do that. Of course, all your tools are going to always be here on the left-hand side. So you can keep exploring those tools as you're changing. Now, let's say we've changed it up. It's the way we want it. And you can see over here on the right-hand side, there's different layers to the project. And you can always click over here to change any of those aspects in your project. Or you can create one from scratch to share with the students for any kind of curriculum or content projects that you want the students to do. You can create kind of a template for them where they kind of fill in the blank. So maybe I want to like delete, oh, I deleted the frame instead of the artwork. So maybe I just want to leave the frames. So they are going to fill in their own work. So now I'm ready to share it. And of course, this one isn't really ready, but you can see that the idea. So here I can either copy the link that's going to give them access to actually collaborate on this. So this link, if I share it with like Valentine or Sonaida, they're going to be able to come in and work on the same template with me. But I don't want that. I want everyone to have their own. So I'm going to make a template. Maybe I'm doing something that I just want them to view. I can get a view link. So there's different things here that you can do. Now, I want to share it to Google Classroom. Google Classroom will give them the template. Okay? So now I'm going to, before you copy the link, you have to make your file accessible. Okay. So now I'm going to create the link. And allow others to use this template. I should have clicked that first. Sorry about that. We'll see if it will go quickly or not. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So now we're going to update the link because I did click that. I'm going to go back to share. Now let's see if it will let me add it right to my Google Classroom. Yes. Okay, so now that I've made it shareable, I can come over here into my Google Classroom, and you could choose Microsoft Teams if you're using that as well. And then you're going to select your class that you'd like it to go to. And you can do it as an assignment. So I'm just going to click an assignment and go. And so it actually takes you to your Google assignment. And you're just going to fill in, just like you would a Google assignment, your instructions of what you'd like them to do. And again, if you want to have more than one class, you can do that. If you want to do all students, or you can select the students that are in your class, you know, all the same things that you can do with your assignment. And once you're done, you can assign that to your class. So now your students will see that assignment in their Google Classroom. And so they'll be able to come to their classwork tab and they'll see that art portfolio assignment. So they'll be able to open that up and complete that template. So it's really pretty simple to share those templates with the students, and they can start working on their projects. All right, so I know we're getting close to the end of our 30 minutes. So I just want to, let me go back to my Nearpod, make sure I covered those choices. Let's see, I talked about the features and sharing with students. Okay, great. The last thing on the agenda was the education exchange. And there's a lot more to Adobe. There's so much to look at. You can do so many different projects with the students. This is a community, and I will share the slides with you at the end. And you're able to come in here, and they have lots of resources for teachers. They already have templates, creating poster representing a chemistry concept, you know, all different things. Design a poster to experiment with color and light and tone, and it gives you step-by-step directions. So there's lots of different activities to explore in the Adobe Exchange teacher education area. There's teaching resources. There's professional learning. So if you need help, you can come in here and get some tutorials on Adobe. And there's a community here for you. So that's pretty cool to check it out. And that was the Adobe Exchange. And then I just watched an Adobe or attended a meeting today, and they gave some choices on choice board for projects and for subjects. So these are two different projects if you want to check those out. Our person that helps us out a lot in Adobe is Claudio Zavala Jr. He's one of the Adobe evangelists for the Central region. And he does a lot of updates and mini tutorials. If you follow him on X or on Instagram, he does like lots of little different projects with Adobe that are kind of interesting and fun. So check him out and follow his projects. So do we have any questions? Okay. I know Adela is here. We want to thank her for coming. We want to come back on November 5th. We're going to take a closer look at Adobe Classroom. Here in Adobe Classroom, you can actually create a class in Adobe that will look at creating assignments, how to manage the class, and how to track student progress in real time. So if you're interested in that, please come back on November 5th. And we'll be doing that session on Adobe Classroom. I know I didn't cover a lot of the tools on Adobe because it's just a lot. If you use Canva, it's similar. It does some of the same projects that you could do in Canva and Adobe. As long as the students are out there making and creating projects, and you can go right along with your curriculum and what you're doing there, they're going to put that little flair and enjoy that creating. And that's what we want to see them doing. So thanks for joining us today. Have a great evening, and we will see you very, very soon.